Tesla just brought onto their website a trip planner, which is very similar to what's on the car. So if you're wondering what your Model 3 is going to be like, or if you have a Tesla and you like to plan out a trip ahead of time without sitting in the car and plunking in the information, you can go to this. It's right up here at the top, tesla.com/trips, and it'll take you right to this page. It works better in Google Chrome, but right here, I'm in the Charlotte area, actually by Lake Norman up in Mooresville. So right there, it's going to pull up where you're located. On the left side here, you have your options of different vehicles. You can click here and there's a drop down. I have a 75 kilowatt battery in the S, but if you have the Performance or even the Model 3, if you'd like to see what your Model 3 long range is going to be like, you can click this. So first I'm going to click done because I have the 75D, and I'm going to enter a location. My location is Mooresville, and it's going to center right in the town there. And we're going to see where we want to go. Where do we want to go from here? Let's go to Miami. Let's go to Miami Beach.
The beach. The beach.
So what you do is you click Get Route. And just like in the car, when you click where you want to go, or if you say navigate to Miami Beach, it will pull up the route showing you all the superchargers that you need to stop at, the best route for you. And over here on the left, it's going to show you the first supercharger that you get to. You're going to have to charge for 10 minutes, assuming you're going to fill up to 90% here from when you leave. You're going to charge for 10 minutes to make it to the next one where you're going to charge for 40 minutes. And then this is a longer stretch, so you're going to charge for another 40 minutes. You see it goes down the line here. It tells you right here, 788 miles. It's 16 hours with all the charging stops, which is going to save you $102 in gasoline, assuming you have free supercharging in an S or an X. Model 3 is a little different, and let's look at that. So if you click up here and you click Model 3 and done, it'll recalculate everything. So the Model 3 has a longer range battery, so it's going to take you an hour less, and you're going to charge less at each one. So you can skip one. You can skip that one that we had to charge for 10 minutes in the smaller battery, and you can get a little farther. As you see, it's a couple less miles, but the charging times are much shorter. And down here, the gas savings is only $33 because you have to pay for supercharging in the Model 3, but it's still cheaper. Now let's say we actually had a 100 kilowatt battery. It's even faster. You do have to charge longer at some spots, but it's a little quicker, a little shorter route. So this is really great. Depending on what battery you have, you can actually plan out your trip and figure out what time you're going to be at each stop. So you can plan ahead, say, you know what, hey, we're going to have lunch in Savannah.
Lunch.
And you can zoom into the cities. You can click on the supercharger and it'll tell you there's 6 superchargers. They're available 24 hours a day, and it's in Savannah. It tells you what's actually at the superchargers. The car does a little bit better job. The car actually tells you how many superchargers are available at the time. But it looks like there's bathrooms, there's Wi-Fi, and there's a place to eat in that particular one. So say you want to go across country. Let's go to Beverly Hills. It's the only zip code I know in California.
What exactly do you think we're doing in the 90210 South?
So it's going to calculate, and again, this is based off of the 100D Model S, and this is going to take a long time. No one would ever do this, but 48 hours. You can drive across country in 48 hours, stopping at all these superchargers. Now, it's going to be quite longer if you take, well, let's do the 75D Model X. That's going to take considerably longer, because I don't even know if it has the range. Wow, look at that. It takes a totally different route. That's insane. Let's see how many hours this is, or days actually. 60 hours of driving. That's crazy. There's no way anybody would do that in a Model X. Maybe in the 100D. Let's see what's in the 100D Model X. Still longer than the S. Still is going to take longer than the S. It's still a different route, but not much different. Let's see what it's going to do in the new Model 3. The new Model 3, it's about the same as the 100D. So as you see, you can actually use this ahead of time before you go on a trip. If you're thinking about getting the Model 3, you can kind of get an idea of how the trip planner works. And also you can get an idea of whether you take a lot of trips where you're going to really decide if you want smaller battery or the long range battery. You see the difference in charging and time. 48 hours versus 54 hours. Now, are you going to drive across country? Probably not. But even in that short trip to Miami, there was quite a bit of difference. Let's say you want to go to Cleveland, Ohio, watch the Cavs game. You got tickets to a Cavs game, so it's going to figure out there's only 3 superchargers that you have to hit. We did this around Thanksgiving. We have family up in the Cleveland area, and we drove. We hit, this is a small supercharger, and these 2 are brand new superchargers. It actually broke the trip up basically every 2 hours. This shows 10 hours. We actually made it in 10 hours, but we actually charged it a little longer at each one. But let's see what it would be if we got the 100 kilowatt battery. So in this instance, it would only save about an hour. I mean, you see the charging times. In Virginia, Withville, Virginia, we'd only have to charge for 10 minutes. And that is crazy. Crazy, only charging for 10 minutes when we had to charge, I didn't look at the last one. Let's see, 30 minutes. That's 20 minutes difference at that charger. The reason being is the last third of the battery being charged takes a lot longer than the first and second third. The first third is very quick, the middle third is fairly quick, and then the last third is very slow. So when you have a large capacity battery, you don't have to charge as much to get to the next supercharger. Now let's see what that's going to be like in the Model 3. Should be about the same as the 100D. And in fact it is. It's just a little slower than the 100D. And you see the gas savings is $21. When it's free anywhere in the United States for the life of the vehicle, again, the Model 3 does have to pay for supercharging, which is cheaper. It's different in each state, but it is cheaper in the long run. So I hope this gave you a good look at what you're going to be expecting in the Model 3 as far as the screen and how the navigation works. And I hope this, for the Tesla owners that are out there already, I hope this gives you a good look at it. When you're planning a trip. You don't have to sit in the car and do this. You can actually plan this out on the computer and plan your trip a little bit better. If you have a Model 3 on order and you'd like to upgrade to a Model S, you can use my referral code.
That is just shameless. I don't like that.
We'll click the link and go to it. It's actually my wife's car. My referral code is Karen7537. It's my wife's car. She drives it all the time. It'll pull you up to this page if you type in this whole thing. I'll have a link below in the description. But if you're looking for an S, an X, or solar, you can use the referral code and you can get free supercharging for your vehicle as well, or benefits off of solar.